So I built my dream bike, but it has one major issue I need help with. So today we're down at my local bike shop, Zach's Bikes, to help me fix it. All right, first let's start with going over the problem we're having, which is shifting under load.
Oh shit, that's not good.
When you're like descending and stuff in your lower gears, is it fine? It's just in the bigger gears.
It's fine, and it'll shift down if I want to pick up to
So
speed.
like if you're like picking up speed downhill and one of the smaller cogs under load, it's not popping. It's just mainly under your climbing gears.
Yeah, it's just mainly in the climbing gears. All right, let's start troubleshooting this thing. I'll let you guys know what the issue actually was as we find out. All right, Zach's looking up on the Wheeltop website to look at the EDS specs to make sure we know how this the gap should be for the B gap on this. Let's go over the anatomy of like the derailleur, the different screws we got on here and the different buttons and switches we have to be able to adjust this thing. On the back side, get that focused in for you, you have the B gap. That's the B gap adjustment. When you push that screw in, it's gonna adjust the entire derailleur and it's gonna adjust the gap in between that pulley wheel and the cassette right there. And then on the back of the derailleur right here, you can see that it's got those screws right there. One is that's the high limit screw. That's the limit screw that's gonna limit how far the derailleur goes over, how far that chain goes over when it's in the highest cog right here. And then the low limit screw on this one is actually kind of sucks. You actually have to remove this cap right here, this cover, to be able to get to the low limit screw. But the limit screws are already good because the chain isn't popping over on the top and the chain isn't dropping over on the bottom. So the limit screws are good. So the only other thing it could be really is either that B gap adjustment, that B gap screw right there, or on this derailleur right here, you also have micro adjustments. So here goes the wireless shifting pad right here. You can see when you hit that, it moves the derailleur back and forth. Those are like the bigger clicks. And then it's got this button on the back of the derailleur right here. And when you hold that down for 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it gets you into the micro shift settings on this. I don't think I held it down long enough, but you can get that micro shift settings and that'll let you kind of fine tune how far the derailleur moves over when you hit that shift button. Oh, so much better. It's really that 11th cog had like a little bit of a jump right there, but it's shifting so much better right now. Let me try it one more time. It's just that 11th one.
Okay, we should be able to fix that.
Hey, I just want to give a big thanks to Zach's Bikes, my local bike shop here. They sell Trek bikes, and the sales right now, you guys, they have Trek Fest going on right now, and these sales on these bikes are just ridiculous. Like, check out that Fuel EX7 right there. Fuel EX7 is on sale for $24.99, down from $36.99. If you're ever here in the local area, definitely come check these guys out. They also demo bikes and they sell their demo bikes. So that's a good way for you to be able to get out on one of these bikes, figure out the right size, figure out if you like it, figure out, you know, if you're stuck in between maybe like a Fuel EX or a Top Fuel or a Slash. The best way is actually to get out, demo the bike, test it out, and figure out which one you like. So just had to make that plug real quick for my local bike shop here. Let's get back to fixing the shifting issues I got on my dream bike build. All right, so the fix. So what did we have to do to get this thing fixed, Zach?
Gotcha, yeah, so I mean at first we thought it was a B gap issue, which it definitely was way too close, but after riding it, it was still shifting really poorly. So we kind of just went back to the drawing board and started fresh with this derailleur. And almost immediately I realized what the problem was. The initial calibration was off on the derailleur, which is probably was sent to you like that, and it could have just been a step that was missed upon install. But the way this EDS works is they have an initial calibration you have to do through the app, starting in the smallest cog, gear 1, gear 12, whatever you want to call it. And then once that's set perfectly, you have to make your adjustments from that. If that's never set perfectly, the rest of the drivetrain, the gap between each cog is wrong.
So I messed it up when I set it up initially.
So in other words, yeah, you set up that first cog in the initial calibration, and then once that's set up, you go into your limit screw and you back that up against it so it can't come into the frame. Once that's set up, it actually shifted through all 12 gears pretty reasonably okay at that point. But to get it shifting perfectly from there, it's really, honestly, it's almost a two-person job. You kind of have to have one of your buddies or yourself shift one gear at a time, and if the shift is either slow going up or slow coming down, you need to go back to that gear and then do the micro adjustment, either adding what we would call cable tension or taking cable tension away until it's smooth shifting up and down in that gear. I think 11 might be a little too much. Bring 11 down just a bit. So I mean, setting this derailleur up can take a lengthy process. That being said, I rode the EDS V1 for months, and I actually liked it better than my SRAM. So I mean, if you're looking for a drivetrain that's affordable, just go into it with the expectation knowing that this is probably going to not be easy to set up. It may take a day or two, a couple rides to get perfect, or have help from somebody who's more familiar with this drivetrain. But yeah, I mean, for the price of this drivetrain, I say it's worth it. But if you want to just slap a derailleur on and do a quick setup and go, I would stick with the tried and true SRAM, Shimano, or TRP drivetrains.
And that was in the
Yeah,
app.
this
That's
was
where
the
you're
app
doing the
here, yeah. So
fine-tuned calibration.
Each 12 gears has its own individual calibration, a range of calibration.
Does SRAM have that same thing?
It doesn't,
in their
yes.
app?
And I think the reason being is SRAM is 12-speed only.
Oh.
And they expect you to use their cassette. So they already know the ratio or the gap between each cog, and the derailleur is sent to you like that. So with the SRAM stuff, all you're really doing is you're setting up your low limit and high limit, and then if it's just not shifting up fast enough, you just adjust that one, and then it adjusts for every cog.
It's like similar to like a normal drivetrain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's
derailleur.
identical to a normal drivetrain. The only difference with the electronic SRAM stuff is your cable tension, because you don't have a cable to adjust that barrel adjuster, is the same process as this, but it adjusts for the entire cassette range, not just each individual gear.
So throughout the entire process of this build, the question is building a dream bike actually worth it? And in today's episode, I think we're focused more on the drivetrain, specifically the Wheeltop EDS. Is the Wheeltop EDS wireless derailleur upgrade kit actually worth it? I was so excited to see somebody actually trying to compete with SRAM, and this is a little bit more budget-friendly option. Still not cheap, but definitely a little bit more affordable than SRAM, that I really wanted to try this thing out. I really wanted to love it. But the bottom line is, it's a little bit harder to set up. So is it worth it? Maybe, if you're handy enough to really be able to get into the app and fine tune and set this thing up. I mean, look at me, to be honest. I had to come down to my local bike shop to be able to get this thing dialed in just right. So big thanks to Zach's Bikes for helping me film this video, getting this bike dialed in. In future videos, I'll give you guys more long-term reviews on this Wheeltop EDS, but right now, is it worth it? Would I have been happier going with like a Shimano, like wired drivetrain, just like your standard, cable actuated drivetrain? Maybe? I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below.